Hey folks, my name is Marvel. My pronouns are she, her.
Hello, my name is Ray, and my pronouns are he, him.
And I'm Mars, and my pronouns are they, them. And it's time to draw a card from the deck of friendship. This is a podcast where each and every week we talk about an episode of a game-based friendship anime. This week, we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1, Episode 7, Attack from the Deep.
It was a good episode.
It was a good episode. It was just a duel for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good duel.
Yeah. So I guess let's just do a quick, summary of the duel, and then we can talk about, the other stuff that's in this episode as we go on.
Sure.
This is a duel between, Yugimoto and Mako Tsunami is his actual name.
Best name in the universe.
It's his actual name. It's Mako Tsunami. The Yugi gang is walking around, and they're like, and Joey's like, I'm hungry, and he goes and he smells some food cooking, and he runs towards it, and he finds some fish that have been cooking on a cliff by the ocean. And he's like, forget about it. I'm just gonna eat it. I'm just gonna eat it. Forget about it. I'm just gonna eat it. So he and Tristan just steal this fish, and erupting from the ocean is Mako Tsunami, who challenges, in exchange for giving the Yugi gang some food, he wants to duel Yugi. And so they do. And the duel begins, and let me tell you, this is the most whack duel we have seen so far. This is the most nonsense duel that we have been shown. It is wild what happens in this duel. So the whole conceit of this duel is that at the start, 50% of the field is land, and 50% of the field is ocean, giving Mako's ocean monsters a field power bonus. It also conceals them, which A, definitely doesn't happen in the actual game, and B, it just seems like a completely unfair advantage when none of the other fields seem to do something like that. But okay, whatever.
Also, I try to think of it in a real-life context where someone's like, oh, I have the ocean in place, so you can't see my water monsters, and you just look across the table, and you're like, what the hell? Yes, I can. They're sitting right there. They're right there, Derek.
They're right there, Derek. Stop it, Derek.
They're right in front of me.
Derek.
I just updated my prescription. I can see your cards.
Derek Tsunami, Mako's father.
Derek Tsunami, Mako's I'm gonna say Mako's kid brother.
I like it.
So Yami Yugi, because he does transform into a big man again. He summons a couple of imps. And this is by far the most we have seen, the most prominent feature of Feral Imp in this show.
It was
so
glorious.
Far.
He did get tentacled.
Right. So, Marble, do you want to for this? Do you want to summarize what happens with Feral Imp?
I would love to. I would love nothing more than to talk about my beautiful son, Feral Imp. So Feral Imp gets summoned onto the field, and Mako,
I think.
Mako Tsunami is like, no match for me, but then Yugi's like, well, what if I do this? And then he slaps a unicorn horn using his magic cards. He puts a unicorn horn, he staples it to Feral Imp's regular horn. So it's approximately 10 feet longer. And that gives him the advantage in this case. Except that Mako Tsunami has a lot of cards with a lot of tentacles, and that adds up to Feral Imp getting tentacled and unceremoniously murdered.
What happens is that Feral Imp has an electrical attack. So Yugi is like, yo, electrical attack against emotion monsters, it's gonna be lit, yo. And Mako's like, nah, and summons the jellyfish, which, again, apparently absorbs all electrical attacks.
Which is wild. Which is absolutely wild.
Which is absolutely wild, and also not how the card works, and I'm also pretty sure not how the card has maybe ever worked. But okay.
And, well, here's the thing that I didn't realize is that, these type advantages are kind of being presented to us in some more and more abstract
Yeah.
ways. I didn't realize that unicorn horns were weak to tentacles.
Right, yeah. Well, I guess it's implying that Feral Imp is inherently an electrical monster, which, as far as I'm aware, has never been true. Yeah, Feral Imp is his attribute is not thunder, it's dark. So I don't know.
I thought his attribute was feral.
I thought that the unicorn horn gave him lightning powers. Because it's magic lightning attack.
Which he also says as magic lightning, pause, attack.
Yeah.
Which is very weird.
He forgot the name of the card.
But I don't know. Again, there's nothing on the Horn of the Unicorn card that I can find that implies that anything about it is remotely electrical. And also, I think at some point, Mako directly says that the imp is an electrical monster. I don't know. It's just weird. Whatever. We can excuse that.
Right. Well, I don't know if I can, because it does result in the death of Feral
You're right.
Imp for like the second time.
Feral Imp has so far been 2 for 0, has never destroyed a monster.
Yugi is not using him correctly.
He'll have his day.
Well, because so far the theme of each duel has been the hero throws a couple of weaker monsters out at the start to figure out what the gimmick of the duel is, before actually using their more powerful cards, which is just insulting to Feral Imp.
Also, when his first, I don't remember what it was called, when his first imp gets destroyed before Feral Imp.
That's the Horn Imp?
The Horn Imp. So when that Horn Imp gets destroyed, the camera zooms in on Yugi's face and he goes, "My imp!
Yeah.
My imp!
My imp!" It's very good.
Very good. So, Yugi then summons a wolf named Silverfang, and activates the Full Moon card.
Yeah, he summons the moon.
The moon, which I want to point out, Full Moon, that's a real card. Okay, the actual version of the card is called Mystical Moon, but whatever, it's a real card. But the way it's used in this duel is really strange, but okay.
Please, I would love to know what the moon card actually does.
So here's what the moon card actually does. In the anime, it doubles Silverfang's attack. In reality, it just gives any Beast Warrior type monster 300 attack and defense.
Here's the thing: it also
that's not the only thing it does.
It also controls the tides.
Right. So here's the most whack thing of the episode is everything to do with this moon. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me break down the events of what happens.
Please do.
Yugi activates the Full Moon card, which is again a spell card. I want to make it clear: it is a spell card.
And a swell card.
So here's 2 things about it. It's an equip card, so you equip it to Silverfang. When Silverfang was destroyed, it should have destroyed the Full Moon card also. But okay, whatever. Then some stuff happens. Yes, it is very important to note. The Full Moon draws in the tides, which combined with Mako's monster Karushen, when attacking Silverfang, a tidal wave happens that reduces all of the land into water except for one little patch. Again, what? Okay.
That's how card games work.
So, Yugi summons the Giant Soldier of Stone, and then Mako summons Great White Terror, which is, by the way, our first, as far as I'm aware, actual anime-only card.
And it's a
just
shark.
Jaws.
It's just a shark.
It's just a shark. It doesn't look different. It doesn't act. It's just a shark.
Because again, technically the Full Moon card is also anime only, but it's actually, it's actually even though it's not called Full Moon, it is represented by an actual card in the game. Great White Terror is not. The closest that we get is a card called Great White, which is different, which is still a shark, but this time, the shark has arms.
Oh my god, I
That's
remember
amazing.
that card.
Excuse me?
The shark has human arms, and I'm going to go ahead and just show what this card looks like really quick.
Okay, so, oh my god. He's got arms to hug you with.
He's got arms to hug you with, and teeth to. He's also got, may I say, kind of a human jaw.
Yeah, I have this card.
Love that.
It's not the best design to look at with your eyes, but okay.
No. So I think that the part that they didn't show us and they just wanted us to infer from context is when Mako jumped into the ocean, grabbed a shark, and then put it on the field and then said, I'm summoning the Great White Terror. And then subsequently the machine didn't know what to do and just ended up summoning a real shark into the game.
Yeah, it's just a shark. Okay, so Yugi goes to attack with the giant soldier of stone, which would absolutely have no chance against any of the 3 big monsters that Mako has summoned. Except he attacks the moon.
And destroys
the moon, which again, full moon, that's a spell card. It's not a monster card. This is not a thing that could ever happen ever in the game. It is so much not a thing that could ever happen in the game that this moment got turned itself into a card called Attack the Moon.
What?
Yeah.
Really? That's amazing. So here's my perspective, is that there have been so many things I've seen in this anime where I'm like, that can't be real. And then it turned out that it was real. That now, like, I'm watching this stoned soldier destroy the moon, and then, like, all of Mako's cards are washed up on the ocean and they just lose all their life points automatically or some garbage like that. I'm just like, yeah, that's probably true. I'm sure that could happen. I'm sure if I was at an anime convention fighting Derek Tsunami, that this is just a rational progression of events. I'm sure because now I'll just accept anything they put on my plate. It's fine. He needs to destroy the moon. He destroys the moon.
So yeah, he destroys the moon, which is his own card that he played, which again should have been destroyed when Silverfang was destroyed, but now I'm just getting all bundled up for no reason. But, yeah, then he summons Curse of Dragon and activates Burning Land, which I don't know what the Burning Land card does. It doesn't really specify. But he does attack all monsters that Mako controls all at once, instantly destroying them and winning the duel. This duel was very...
You sound so tired.
Here's the thing. It was very fun to watch. I enjoyed the episode thoroughly. But the entire time, I was just like, what?
Yep. What indeed?
But yeah, so that's the duel. What did we all think about this episode?
I love Mako so much.
I love Mako. He's great. I think,
yeah, he's the best minor character that we've seen so far.
Can we all, really quick, just one by one, each do an impression of Mako's very distinctive laugh that he does all the time?
Sure.
Ha ha ha!
Yeah, it's ha 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 ha!
No. It's ha 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 ha!
It's not even that. He just says the word ha.
Like he's reading it from a script.
Like somebody wrote the word ha 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 on the script, and he said ha ha ha.
It is quite literally the voice people use when they're making fun of bad dubs.
It's absolutely that.
Yugi, I would like to challenge you to a duel.
Ha ha ha! I want to challenge you to a duel, Yugi.
You have stolen my fish.
Yeah, he has like no affectation in his voice. It's just he yells. He just yells even when he's
glorious.
when he's having his tragic backstory moment. He's still yelling it.
My father was lost in the ocean. Derek Tsunami, I am still looking for you.
So here's what I like to imagine now: is that okay? Derek Tsunami. That is the name of his dad. Ray was right at the start. But it's also simultaneously the name of Mako's kid brother.
Derek Jr.
Because
Derek named his son Derek, and then also named his other son Mako.
Because he was planning on dying tragically in someone's backstory.
Yeah, and he wasn't just going to let his name go away. You know, he needed somebody to continue the legacy of Derek.
Right.
Exactly. The legacy of Derek. What a sentence.
Legacy of the Derek, the new Yu-Gi-Oh game coming to Switch and PC, I think.
Oh my goodness.
So what exactly is Mako's backstory? What is his motivation? Why does he want to win?
This is another thing where in the last episode, Joey directly asked Mai what her motivations are. In this one, Mako just says it. Mako just tells him.
He's been keeping it on his mind for such a long time. He needed to get it out to somebody. The first time he had like a real conversation with someone, he's just like, "My father's been lost for a very long time. I want to buy a boat and sail the 7 seas until I find him."
To be fair, Mako starts off with, "I want to get a boat," and then later on there's an offhand comment, and then Yugi's like, oh, they're talking about how terrible the sea can be and how you can lose people, and then Yugi's like, "It was your father," and then he's just like, "I need to get a boat to find my father."
Yeah, like, here's the thing. Yugi just saying, "You mean your father," is a very, like, wild jump to conclusions for him to make. And
he's just that good at deduction.
And it turned out to be right, and Mako just went with it.
Well, here's the thing. We learned another power of the Millennium Puzzle. It's putting the puzzle pieces of characters' backstories together.
Isn't that basically, an actual, like, gameplay mechanic in Ace Attorney?
I've never played Ace Attorney. I'm a gamer.
I don't remember that in the first one, but
I've only played the first one. I think it's in the later ones. Hey, okay. Ace Attorney Remastered or whatever is on Switch now. I don't have it, but I wish I did.
I bet Judgman plays Ace Attorney. Anyway.
I just like the first one a lot.
I've heard the other ones are also good.
Yeah.
I was lukewarm to this episode.
Oh, our first lukewarm.
Pun intended.
Unlike the ocean,
cold
which is
and vast and unknown and harsh. I don't know, it just wasn't as interesting as the past few episodes. I still like Mako and his tragic backstory, but like you said with the duel was a little ridiculous. It was kind of like, everything that happened in the duel I expected to happen. There was nothing super out of left field. Mm-hmm. Like, as soon as the moon appeared, I'm like, oh, he's gonna destroy the moon and the ocean's gonna disappear.
Now, okay, I'm sorry.
That is some awesome foresight, because I did not expect that at all.
Here's the thing. I did not expect him. I forgot that because here's the thing. When Silverfang was destroyed, my gamer brain was like, oh, the full moon was also destroyed.
Oh, I don't know all the rules, and I was just operating under anime rules, and I'm like, yeah, the moon's there. He's gonna blow it up.
I can't. I honestly can't believe that is an actual, like, that is as big of a jump to conclusions in my mind as Yugi randomly mentioning Mako's father.
I mean, I've seen it happen in other shows in anime, I guess.
Hold on, is destroying the moon a big thing in anime?
I don't know, but, like, the moon affecting the...
It's in Sonic Adventure 2.
It is in Sonic Adventure 2.
No, I mean,
the best anime.
And the moon affecting the tides and destroying destroying the moon would really mess up the tides regardless, but in terms of the game, I'm like, yeah, that's how he's gonna win, because the ocean's there.
Now, if the moon got, like, shattered or whatever, but it was, like, all the pieces were still in the same general area, would it still, like, would that affect the Earth? Probably a little bit, but, like...
I don't know. Because here's the thing.
I always wondered that. Like, what are the ecological implications of destroying the moon?
There would be no tide control.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing, is that the moon isn't gone, it's just broken, you know?
Would there be a gravitational pull from the moon at that point, is the question.
Well, yes, because it's still an object with mass.
Right, and yeah, because, I mean, like, if, let's say somebody... Alderaan's a planet and just blows it up. As long as nothing's obstructing it, those pieces will eventually come back together.
Right. I'd imagine, like,
because of the orbit of the planet.
If somebody broke the moon into little pieces, I think some of it would fall to Earth. But I think you're right that, like, overall they would probably, like, come together and reform in some way.
Enough pieces of the moon would reform so that I don't think... I think that it would have some effect. I don't think that it would destroy the Earth.
One of my best friends is an actual rocket scientist. I'm gonna ask her.
Please. I actually want to know the answer.
We might not get an answer this episode. I don't know anything
about science. Yeah, it'll be a fun little thing for next time. I think that this episode's just buck wild game, this weird match they had was accentuated perfectly by how absolutely bizarre Mako's backstory was. Considering, like, his dad's solution to save him was to tie him to the mast of the ship.
And
Excuse me?
Not I don't know, go below decks.
Get a life vest,
something like
maybe?
That. Yeah,
perhaps.
There are other better solutions for sure.
He tied his child to the mast of the ship that he knew was probably not going to survive this storm, and now he took the lifeboat and is somewhere in the ocean, and Mako wants the prize money so he can search the entire ocean to find his father?
What if his father doesn't want to be found and this was all a ploy?
Here's the thing. I genuinely believe that Mako's dad, Derek, is very irresponsible at best, and at worst, deliberately, like Ray was saying, deliberately trying to get out of the picture.
Right. Like, he's trying to start over. He already, shred his social security card and everything.
Also, who untied Mako?
Yeah, because here's the idea that we're being left with, is that Mako was tied to a mast on a boat in the middle of the ocean. Stranded.
Pour one out.
And then there's just a blank space, and then he's alive and well at age, probably 17 or something.
Now, for all we know, he was not on the boat to get to Duelist Kingdom. He just washed up on shore, found a glove, and was all right.
Had his father's deck.
I lived. I've been on that boat for 10 years.
Here's my theory, is that the boat, when Mako was a kid, the boat crashed onto the island that would become Duelist Kingdom.
And he's been living in the woods with
he's been living.
Okay, that doesn't work, though, because Yugi mentions him by name as one of the top-ranking duelists.
He did all his duels from the island.
Yeah.
You know, they have Skype.
Right. And he
why can't he just Skype his dad? I'm seeing holes in this plan, Dad.
Well, his dad Derek doesn't have Skype. He deleted his Skype when he was trying to go off the grid.
Can we bring up the fact that this is essentially the first good person that Yugi has dueled? Okay, to be fair, Mako does throw a spear at Yugi's feet as a warning shot, a warning spear, and that had me a little oh, is he secretly evil or something? But no, he's eccentric. He's eccentric. He's tenacious.
Has been living on a boat for 10 years and doesn't understand human social interaction.
Right. Yeah, he's been stranded
clear.
On an island and never learned how to speak properly.
And learn how to not throw spears at people
or
you
laugh.
Just met. Right. I remember that was a big hurdle for me when I was trying to, overcome my social anxiety is sometimes you're just in a rough spot and you want to throw a spear at the person you're talking to.
I don't remember that phase of social anxiety that I had.
Okay.
Well, Mako does.
Okay. So here's something I really just have to... Because, on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki for each episode, they have a section that is differences in the adaptations.
Yes.
Oh, I would love to hear this.
This bit of trivia is not in that section, but it really should be. Also, the wiki, I said that Mako was 17. He's actually 19. Point of fact.
Wow.
His blood type is B.
For boy.
And he hates shiitake He hates shiitake mushrooms.
How dare he?
But, here's the thing. Under relatives on his page, it says unnamed father.
Derek.
And then in parentheses, it says deceased. In the Japanese version only. So
his father died at sea.
In the original, his father died at sea, and in the dub, Mako claims that the boat's lifeboat was missing, and he still had hope that his father survived. So I'm genuinely so curious what his motivations are in the original.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like, maybe it's not necessarily to explain a motivation in the original. Maybe it's just a tragic backstory for tragic backstory's sake. I don't know.
So in the original, his motivations are, now he has to take his father's place and battle against the sea himself. Someday he'll become the country's greatest fisherman, one who won't lose to any seas no matter how rough.
Oh.
Battle against the sea.
Well, just blow up the moon. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. All right, that's all wrapped up.
He still wants the money for the same reason. He still wants a boat.
For the boat. Interesting.
But his reasons are totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Still, I think that even in the original, it's like he's not very antagonistic.
Right.
Absolutely.
And he's also the first person to be like, I am ready for an honorable fight.
And like, he did not cheat.
No, he didn't cheat, and in fact,
the first person to not
after
cheat.
his dramatic backstory, like, Yugi's like, I'm sorry to hear that, but I still can't let you win. And Mako like smiles, and he's like, yes, somebody who wants to have like a real duel.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right.
I like Mako a lot. He's great.
I'm glad he still has a star chip. I know that he's not going to advance much further, or maybe even show up again.
Spoiler, Mako wins. Mako wins the whole thing.
He wins the ocean.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm okay with it.
In season 2, Mako becomes the main character.
I do want to make a statement about how we said that he's the first one that didn't cheat. Did Kaiba cheat?
Well, I mean, the first one in the competition.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He did cheat by assaulting Yugi's grandfather.
He did cheat by assaulting Yugi's grandpa, and I think here's the thing. I can't say particularly that he cheated in the way that he played, even though I feel like he did, because in every single duel, there's some whack stuff going on.
Right.
So...
But he did summon 3
which is legal
in one turn.
I think he summoned them, like, all at once, which is...
He summoned them one at a time.
No, well, I think he summoned the last 2 at the same time.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
No, he didn't, because Swords of Revealing Light, anyway.
No, because the Swords of Revealing Light was activated after he summoned them both at once.
And then he summoned the third one.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Time to go back and watch it.
This is not the Kaiba show.
It's time to start Deca Friendship over so that we can remember what happened in episode 1.
Hi, my name is Ray. My pronouns are he, him.
Hi, my pronoun hi.
And it's time to duel.
Duel. Hi.
Duel marbles.
Duel marbles? Why didn't we call the show that?
Because then it would be a Bakugan podcast.
I don't know anything about Bakugan. I'm excited to get into it.
It's dual
marbles. That's not a joke.
Okay, good.
So this episode just ends with chip progress for Yugi.
Yeah, it's basically just like a just a pit stop on Yugi's road to success.
And now Mako has a chip on his shoulder.
Well, no, he had 3 chips on his shoulder, but now he only has 1.
Ha!
Ooh.
Ha!
Can we briefly touch on the food situation in Duelist Kingdom?
Yes. Yeah, let's talk about. So,
wait.
Pretty severely wild, I think.
Before we do that, can we do Card Corner?
Yeah, sure.
I think this would be a good.
100%.
Let's do that.
Good cutting point. Let's see. What card should we...
Can we talk about either the shark or the moon?
Let's talk about the moon. It's very infamous.
Let's talk about the moon, because I've got some feelings on the moon.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about the moon.
Are we doing Attack the Moon, or...
So I think we should be talking about Full Moon, Mystical Moon, and Attack the Moon. And Full Moon and Mystical Moon are the same card, so it's fine.
Okay. So you've mentioned this already. Full Moon is a magic card that you equip to a beast-type monster, and it gains 300 attack and defense. And this is our first spell card that we've done.
This is our first spell card that we've done for the Card Corner.
But it's interesting, because it's, like, it does 10 different things.
Yeah.
And apparently raises the tides. Excuse me?
It raises the tides. I think it's just so wild that, like, this card would do such a different thing just because of the presence of water.
Not to mention that he gets completely screwed over by his own card.
Yeah, he gets completely screwed over by his own card. Like,
and that's hubris, baby.
Right.
Is it hubris, or is it just, like, unfair and stupid?
unfair and stupid. You know what it reminds me of is when I was a child playing card games with my older brother, and like neither of us wanted to do the math or figure out how anything worked. We would just make stuff up and just roll with it. And, you know, none of it was like remotely accurate, but it's like I summon Infinity Blue Eyes White Dragon who has a gun and can't die. Yes. And I'm like, well, I summon my army of feral imps, 900 feral imps on the same turn, and they also can't die, or just some stupid garbage like that. That's the same energy that this fight had, is when just like two people get together and just make stuff up.
Yeah, it absolutely and okay. I want to talk about the fact that, again, the rock golem attacking the moon is such a wild, unbelievable thing that they had to make a different card, which image shows the giant soldier of stone attacking the moon with a sword. Exactly what happens in the episode.
Now I'm looking at one, and it's not exactly the giant soldier of stone, but it is a rock monster. We might be looking at different cards, though.
No, I'm looking at it, and to me it looks very much like the giant soldier of stone.
He looks too thin.
Now I'm looking at on my end, and I just see that I really need to clean my desktop. It's got I'm looking.
Okay, so for some reason, the moon is shaped like a heart, and Diz is shooting a laser at it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Wait, what?
And Sora and Riku are standing in the background, and they're like, "No, don't do it."
Yeah, it's weird.
So in the version of the card that I'm looking at, it's Eggman.
And he's just shooting a giant laser at the moon? I see that one too.
But it's so weird because it's Jim Carrey's Eggman.
Wow.
Right.
Oh my god, Yu-Gi-Oh! Saw the future.
Yeah.
And the flavor text says something about piss?
Yeah.
You'll have to bleep that one out.
It just says, is piss a swear?
No.
No,
it's just very
not.
Uncouth.
We can be uncouth on this podcast.
Hey.
Yeah, welcome to the Uncouth Zone.
Hey, it's me, Ray Uncouth DeRosso, and my pronouns are he, him.
Hey, it's me, Marble Uncouth Cantus, and my pronouns are she, her.
And it's Mars Troublemaker Gabayo.
And my pronouns are feral imp.
And my pronouns are...
Oh, those are my pronouns.
Okay. Attack the Moon is a spell card. And the description is exactly what Yugi does. Once per turn, when the battle position of a rock-type monster you control is changed, which he changed it from defense to attack, you can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy that target.
Now, it's not exactly what he does because he attacks his own spell card, but
right.
It's basically the exact same thing.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's so hilarious that they took this moment from the anime and were like, I guess we gotta make it a card.
Yeah.
I guess we gotta make it a card. We did some whack stuff and we gotta make it a card.
It's like when a meme about content like just makes it into the universe in some way or another, canonically,
yeah.
just because it's like a fun little nod.
Mm-hmm. It's Attack the Moon ! By the way.
I love that.
You're right. It is Attack the Moon!
Attack the moon!
Rock Golem, attack the moon! What's our question about the moon? How would you attack the moon?
How would I attack the moon? So I would, what I would do is I would go on twitter.com.
Oh my god.
And I would subtweet the moon.
Oh, that's rude.
I would say such awful things about the moon, but I wouldn't at them. So like all my followers would know. But and that's how I would attack the moon.
I wouldn't attack the moon because she is the source of my sapphic energy.
It's true.
Valid.
The moon is canonically the gayest celestial body.
Can I side with the moon instead?
I do. I absolutely.
Why
do.
am I the only one attacking the moon?
Because I presented the question to you, and there was no indication that you could change your fate.
I can always change my fate if I believe in the power of friendship, which I apparently don't because I didn't.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm looking at this card again, and I just happened to glance over the sweeping motion that the rock monster is doing with the sword is making a crescent.
You didn't notice that?
No, because like it's all white and like I've been staring at too many many Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I think legitimately the image for this card is legitimately very, very cool.
Oh, it is. It's very anime.
I'm not even looking at it right now, but I believe
let me show it to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bless. Oh, wow.
It's powerful.
It is.
It is.
The coloring.
I'm glad that we're talking
like
about it.
that dark purple. This is bad podcasting, but that dark purple is really good.
It is.
Now, it does look like Megatron.
A little bit.
It does look a little bit like Megatron.
Megatron is destroying the moon.
Which is, something that Megatron would do.
It's in character.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Megatron is now Sailor Moon confirmed.
Okay, so Megatron...
I guess we could just say whatever we want now.
Megatron is canonical in Sailor Moon, and Ursula...
Words mean
Ursula
things, Ray.
is canonical in Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm just surprised we haven't talked about Sailor Moon yet with such a moon-heavy episode.
I've never seen Sailor Moon.
I've seen a little bit of Sailor Moon, and I thoroughly enjoyed what I've seen, but I haven't dug down and watched the actual anime.
Is it about friendship?
Kind of. There are canonical lesbians in it if you ignore the English dub.
Absolutely. My family loves Sailor Moon to bits, and this is a conversation for another day, but maybe we'll cover it one time.
Hey, this is unrelated, and it's just that one of the recommended articles on this wiki, is Avengers Endgame, the science of Thanos snap.
Oh.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that real quick.
Is it time for our Thanos snap corner?
Downloading 400 viruses.
And the main picture that the article is highlighting is a picture of Howard the Duck for some reason.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our little preview. I'm not actually reading it.
You'll never believe how much money someone just made off your internet cookies or whatever.
Well, I was enticed.
That's fair.
I just got a text, and I'm going to read it out loud.
Go for it. That's what this podcast is for.
This podcast is so that I can read the spam texts that I get. Hi, Karen. This is Michelle. Wanted to welcome you to the Secrets of Meditation session you signed up for. Your seat is reserved. No need to bring anything with you, and no special dress code required. Look forward
Karen, it's a pyramid scheme. Don't do it.
Looking forward to having you out there. Have you meditated before, or are you just starting out?
You have to cut that because that's an advertisement. I'm not giving away free advertisements on Deck of Friendship.
Yeah, you're right. Mars is.
I'm absolutely cutting that out, because it's not funny, but I just think it's ridiculous that, they will just throw out a random name.
Yeah.
Hoping that they land on the right one when doing these spam texts. Hi, Karen.
Is there an algorithm that chooses the most common names and just hopes?
Yeah, I feel like it's absolutely that, where,
then I'm never getting chosen.
Yeah, well, no random algorithm is accidentally going to land on Mars as a name.
Or the planet Mars. Hey, would it make... this is all getting cut up. Would it make you two feel better if I started sending you fake spam texts that include your name?
I would feel included.
I would feel included, but I would also not like it.
Yeah, I would also block you, is the thing.
It's true.
Well, I'm already ordering another phone number to do this, so, that's how you get a phone, right? You get a second number. I need to take us back. Let's talk about the food issues.
Let's talk about the food issue. Because, okay, the whole crux of this episode and why the duel happens in the first place is because Joey gets very hungry.
Really.
They all do.
They realize that there's no food in Duelist Kingdom.
There's no Yugi says, I haven't seen a burger shop or a hot dog stand anywhere since we got here, which I think is adorable. That's his
go-to foods.
That's his go-to foods. I think that's totally adorable. But it's true. These duelists, these children mostly, are, I guess, expected to just fend for themselves
Yeah,
on this
I was gonna
island?
say, like, Tristan brought, like, a field guide for, like, eating berries and rocks and stuff. And, like, that's, like, good thing he planned ahead, and they all make fun of him for it, but they're not gonna be laughing in, like, a week when they've been, like, living the high life eating berries while everyone else, like, accidentally ate poisonous mushrooms or something.
Right. I'm on Team Tristan for this. I thought that was absolutely a pretty smart move.
Yeah. And here's the thing. What's everybody else going to do? Or maybe that's part of the challenge. Maybe
they're all going to duel each other for
Pegasus food. Is like, I don't want any... Sorry, that's not my Pegasus voice. I don't want anyone who failed to plan ahead to make it to the finals. If you starve, you starve.
Here's my other theory, is that there are stands on the island, but they're all wine stands.
Here's my
I'm gonna go to
theory
Duelist
on
Kingdom
it.
Then. Bye.
Is that on the island there are random food vendors who are just walking around, not part of it. But in order to get food, you have to find one of these vendors and duel them and win.
I love that.
Oh my god, just a food-based deck. Which...
You have to trade star chips for food.
Oh, that's devious, Pegasus.
It is, isn't it?
Yes!
I can't be tamed!
No one ever wants to tame you, Pegasus.
That's good, because as I specified, I can't be.
Which is weird, because you... I've decided to not make my joke.
Is it about horses?
The wings are symbolic of freedom, Mars. It's not a horse thing.
It's definitely not a horse thing. Hey, this is going to be... I'm going to have a recurring segment on this show. Are you ready for it? The recurring segment on this show is... How old are the characters in the show? I need a better name. But, like, how old are they? How old do you think they are? We just established that Mako is 19. So, I'm gonna go back an episode. How old do you think my Valentine is?
25, because she has no friends and wants
I was
nothing.
also gonna say, like, early mid-20s.
Wow, you absolutely got it. She is 24 years old.
Believable.
Nice. That, I honestly, I can't believe that you got that.
I mean, she just carries herself in that.
You know what? She does. She absolutely does. I think...
Well, she sure does bully children a lot for a 24-year-old.
She sure does bully actual children.
Well, she doesn't have friends. Like, what else is she gonna... She never knew anything else.
I'll be her friend.
I'll also be her friend.
Skype call me Mai if you're listening.
Mai, I'll buy things with you.
I'll buy things for you.
Also... Can I just say, the wiki calls Big Yug, the wiki calls him Dark Yugi.
Doogie for sure.
Yugi for sure!
Doogie!
Yes.
Oh,
yes. 100%.
Oh, forget Yami. Doogie in the house now.
Doogie.
Doogie Howser.
It's time to Doogie.
How old is Doogie?
Trick question. He's a millennium person. He's been around for thousands of years.
Good answer.
Age.
Don't spoil it.
Well, you asked 3,000 plus.
Cool.
Or 5,000 plus in the 4Kids dub.
How old is Pegasus?
Well, now we're just getting into...
This is
supposed to be a recurring segment.
Right, we have to... When we meet Pegasus and
when
talk with him...
When we meet Pegasus again, I will quiz you on his age.
Right.
The answer might surprise you.
13.
He's 9.
I'm 13. I'm tall for my age.
Okay. Do we got anything else?
Not really. No. The moon.
The moon.
Remember when Mako jumped? He fell in the ocean and then he climbed back out, and then there was a little octopus on his head.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It was, and that octopus was cute. Did I say octopus?
It was cute.
You did.
Octopus.
Now that's just a fun color.
It's just puce 8 times.
Is this puce 8 times? All right. Well, I think our hand has been played. Thank you so much for listening to Deck of Friendship. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a rating on iTunes. It would really mean a lot to us. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us on Twitter at FriendshipDeck or at our email at deckofriendshippod@gmail.com. Our turn is over. Your move.
Poggers.
Attack the moon.
Attack the moon.
Attack the moon.